2 days. This is how long it took to my career path to completely fall upside down. I was working with a company, and in 48 hours, I was out. No long transitions, no handovers. It's just like, we have to let you go. It was fast, and honestly, it was shock. But I sat there with this news and I realized this was the push I didn't know I was waiting for. I have wanted to work on my own projects for a long time, but it's a massive risk. Now, this call made for me, and I will take the risk at least for the next year. The first thing that everyone asks, Omer, are you looking for a new job? Okay, the answer is no, and I won't explain why. But for sure, it's not because I'm suddenly rich. Indie game development is unpredictable. I have pace. I have spent years to preparing for a moment exactly like this. I have built a good amount of saving, and I have foundation from my own studio, Northend Games. I'm not starting from zero, and that's the only reason I can afford to be calm right now. Let's talk about the foundation. We have shipped 2 games on Steam. The first project, Northend Tower Defense. It was a success we never expected. In the last 5 years, it sold more than 120,000 copies. That sounds huge, and it is, but here is the reality. This number isn't predictable. Some months are okay, some months are quiet. It's not enough to cover my life by its own, but it is an engine already running. It's a proof that I know how to build something people want to buy, and that gives me the confidence to try again. Then there is the other side of the coin. Our second project, Deepstone Rift, didn't make these numbers, and it was a struggle. But instead of walking away, we're using this time to make it better, and we are working toward a relaunch later this year because we still believe in the project. Let's look closer at Northend Tower Defense. 120,000 sales sound like a dream, but it wasn't an overnight hit. It was a slow burn. I want to share a bit about the long tail effect on Steam. Even when we aren't doing big updates, the game still finds its audience. But we still have to learn a lot about things that we failed with, which is Steam reviews and the refund rate. I will talk about this in another video. It taught me that a good core loop and a solid price point can keep a studio alive for years. If I can take just 10% of what I learned from that launch and apply it on my new solo project, this year will be a success. Even with more than 5 years of experience with Northend Games, I need to admit we need to learn a lot. For example, Deepstone Rift, it was the art style, the marketing, the core loop. For me, Deepstone Rift, it's better in everything from our first project, Northend Tower Defense. In art, in gameplay, it's polished more. All these things, we tackle it, we learn to do it, but still this game failed, and we still don't know why. So this thing still need to be learned by creating more and dive more in Steam and know the audience more, so we can know why and what's happened and what's went wrong. Why I'm sharing this with you? Because I want this channel to be honest. Being a game dev isn't to show off numbers like 120,000 copies sold, but also it's about why the second game failed. Here it's my fault. I shouldn't say failed because it's still in the early access. So we are still working, and we will make sure it will be better. And be disciplined to fix it while your paycheck is gone. My strategy of this year is the cash flow. I don't want a hit that makes me a millionaire, but I want to build a library. The logic is, if I can replicate the success of our first project, that means I can build a studio that every game can support other. More games mean more consistent cash flow. If game A was slow this month, maybe the game C it's on sale. I'm giving myself a year to see if I can add the third engine to the studio and make the lifestyle more sustainable. So how this will work? While my co-founder still has his full-time job, we will pushing on Deepstone Rift as a team. But for my own full-time hours, I will start totally brand new project and working on by myself. This is the solo dev experiment. I will handle everything from the first line code in Unity to the marketing on Steam. I know it's a lot of pressure, but this is the only way so I can see if I can stand by my own 2 feet in this industry. If you are interested in technical side of game development, the business of Steam, or just want to see if a dev can survive a year after a set-in of layoffs, I would love you to join me. Subscribe to see how it will goes, and if you want to be kind and support me, buy me a coffee at the link below to help me through my morning grind. The job is gone, and my safety net is my saving, and the clock is ticking, and let's see what I can build. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next one.